separate entities. All right. So, and really, this can be nullified by just you can put in go to the New Testament, and maybe I'll do it. But go to the New Testament and put in my Father. All right. I used to have this app called Pocket Sword, where you can put, it would search exact phrases, right? Where you can put in my Father, and it will find just that. I think you can do it in let's see. You gotta do my and still shouldn't have to be explained, but it's clear, especially when you bring a Christian, into the mix, right? They don't know what the heck they're reading. And most don't even read, and if they read, they don't understand. That's why the scriptures say, "Blessed is he that readeth," which that word "readeth," right, is referring to understanding. In Revelation 1:3, right? Blessed is he that readeth. So that's that. Let's read this. This is John 10:29, and it reads, "My Father which gave them me, all right, is greater than all, and no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand." See that? All right, referring to the hopeful elect. All right, hopeful elect are literally locked in. All right, they're engraved in the hand of the Heavenly Father. All right, whoever those men are, all right, they're not gonna fall out of the truth. They're not gonna, all right, take the MOTB. All right, they're gonna remain. They're gonna keep their integrity, right, to the absolute end. You see, all right. Get one more. I was gonna read this in Acts. All right, this is Acts 1. Let's see. I'll start at verse 6. It says, "When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom, right, to Israel?" Right? Because this is what we, Israelites in their right mind, the hopeful elect. This is all what we're patiently waiting for, to rule, right? There ain't nothing wrong with rulership. Right? The problem is it's just the wrong people that's ruling right now. All right? These Edomites, so-called white people. All right? They don't know what they're doing. All right? It's poor management. All right? Why? Because these white people, they cross. All right. Eli Sabatanai. Basically, why hast thou forsaken me? Loosely paraphrase, but loosely translate, that's what it means. And who was he speaking to? He was speaking to his father. Why? Because that virtue, that power, it was removed from him. All right, in that moment when he was on the cross, he literally felt helpless. Taking on all that affliction, all right, for the nation of Israel. So who is he speaking to? Who is he referring to? Eli meaning my God. So this is 1 Corinthians 11, and let's read. We'll start at verse 3. It says, "But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is God." All right, God the Father, the Heavenly Father, Yahawah. All right. So it's a plethora more other scriptures that we can pull, but what to say about it there, of course, right? So, Lord willing, this was edifying. So with that, I want to give all praise and honor and glory due to Yahawah, by Hashem, Yahawashi, by Hashem, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, every will, peace and salutations to the Akim.